If you've been hunting as long as I have, odds are you've got a favorite spot you like to go. Well, one of my favorite spots to go to that we're going to be on today's show is down on the Texas coast. It's called the Bluff Ranch, and we've been going down there for years. It's one of the properties that we help manage, and we've helped the deer herd get a whole lot better in the time we've been there. But the thing is, Bluff Ranch has got it all. I mean, it's got a variety of game, the habitat is absolutely beautiful, and it's a place that we just absolutely love going. And we're going to be laying them out, baby. Hard shot, baby. Hard shot. I saw blood coming out of him. Beautiful.
Vortex Optics, available at superioroutfitters.com.
So you may be looking at some of these deer that we're showing you on today's program and think, golly, that's a trophy to me. That's a trophy to me. And I agree. I mean, there's a lot of really good deer. But to us, when we pull the trigger on an animal, I mean, you're making a management decision. It can be good or it can be not so good. And we don't like making those not so good decisions because there's no pulling a bullet back. Okay, so it's for that reason that we have a good pair of binoculars. We spend a lot of time looking at these deer, studying these deer, making sure that these deer, when you pull the trigger, that you're making the right decisions. So in addition to me hunting, we're going to have Johnny hunting.
You know, this property is phenomenal. Okay, we're not talking about, you know, accommodations or the guides, because there are no guides. It's just literally a piece of property that we're fortunate enough to hunt on. The cool thing about it is just not knowing what the heck is going to walk out. It really tests your management skills. When a buck walks out, you're seeing him for the first time, and you say, hey, does this guy need to go? Folks, we are at our favorite spot in South Texas to hunt whitetail and hogs. I have the Dragon Claw here, the original Dragon Claw, and Keith is out yonder hunting with the new Dragon Claw.
All right, so let me tell you what's going on. This is the first time we've ever been down here this time of year. And it is hot, like the low 90s right now. So there's no telling what we're going to see, if anything. But I want to show you this little rifle I've got set up right here. This is the Dragon Claw, but it's a tactical Dragon Claw. It's a 50 caliber air rifle, but isn't that cool looking? Now I've got it topped off with the Bering Optics Super Yoder, but this particular spot, it's in the middle of a power line. And it's a brush right down in the middle of the power line. We are ready to rock. So we're going to sit here and see what comes out in this 90-degree weather.
Anyway, if you can't tell from my face, I say this all the time because we hunt in Texas a lot, but it is so hot. It is early October, and normally we hunt on this piece of property in about December, so it's a little cooler, but we're going on a management hunt. Okay, so if it's a buck, it's got to be, you know, an iffy buck that needs to be taken out. But anyway, I'm going to get set up because knowing these deer, they could show up at any time. In fact, here's a 10-point walking out right here. That's what we've been working so hard for, folks, and shooting all these inferior deer is to have more deer like that out there. That deer was super cool to see, especially right out of the gate like that, because that's just kind of reassurance that we've been doing our job. For years, Keith and I have been taking inferior bucks out of here, management deer, and clearly it's paying off. That was a real pretty buck. Nice, beautiful frame, 10-point. All right, in a second, you're going to see that thing charge up and shoot out a bunch of corn away from it. 10 points back. He heard that feeder go off and he came right back. We've got some deer showing up now. That 10-point is back. I've got a smaller 8-point. I told you, this place is absolutely covered with animals. Another buck, another buck coming in from down this road. Big 8-point. I'm filming these two bucks squaring off right now. That big 10-point went up to him and then just walked away, but I thought they were going to get in a fight for a second. See, these deer are supposed to rut pretty early here, and I think we're in the beginning of it, because now he's tussling with that young buck too. I don't think we're in full rut yet, but I think we're in pre-rut. You can tell by their attitudes.
For those of you that are paying close attention to this video, in the corner I've got a crossbow. And the reason why is because if I can get a shot with a dragon claw, I'm going to put it off to the side and then grab that crossbow and see if I can take one with it. Johnny is self-filming and I am self-filming, kind of. There's Mary right there. She's helped me. Meanwhile, Johnny is on his own. Johnny's going to be doing it on his own. Well, that didn't take long. Showed up in a hurry. Both of them look really young. They're probably siblings. And off in the brush they go. Oh, there's another one right there. Oh, that's a gold deer for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. One side's just got a big fork on it. That's the kind of deer we do not want to see down the road. So if he comes in, I'm going to take a shot at him. Come on in here. Come on in here. Okay, we're going to take that buck right there. Are you there, Mary? Here goes. That's a dead deer right there. That's a dead deer. So I hopped in the blind, and it wasn't long at all before the deer started showing up. And the thing about down in this part of the country, for whatever, these deer defy logic. And what I mean by that is 90 degrees and all of a sudden the deer start moving. Most people think, you know, when the weather's hot, the deer don't move, but they do down here on the Texas coast. But this is really a nice management deer. Look at this guy right here, just a fork on this one side, but he's a really good deer for me to take. And the big deal is I took him with the new tactical dragon claw. One of the big things about this tactical dragon claw is it's a whole lot lighter than the other dragon claw. Now I took the original dragon claw to Africa, and for those of you who don't know it, I'm the first human to ever shoot a Cape buffalo with an air gun. Go to pyramydair.com. You can order one. It'll be at your house in the next couple of days. Hunting with air rifles has become one of my favorite things. The reason why is it just increases the challenge a bit. But this right here is a good way to get things started, and hopefully Johnny's going to wind up shooting one tonight.
And looking at all the bucks out in front of me, they're either too young or too pretty. I got my sights set on this big old mama doe here. If she'll come out away from the other deer and give me a shot, I think I'll take her. She's got to step out. Give me a good broadside shot. There's so many deer. She's got to go broadside. They're looking back in there like something might be coming out. This doe just came back out. I'm gonna shoot her. God dang it. That looked like a really good shot, and that was strategic. And that feeder was about to go off, so I shot her before. That was cool though. That looked like a perfect shot. She jumped in the air. I love hunting with air guns.
All right, folks, well, here she is, and as I suspected, she did not go far at all. She was really close in the woods. I brought her out here for y'all to see, but that was a heart shot, I believe. Hit her right here, and she was spewing, and she did not go far, which was perfect because, to be honest with you, I don't want to be walking around in that Texas brush with rattlesnakes and God only knows what else. But that was an awesome hunt, okay? This may have just been a doe, but let me tell you something. I love hunting with air guns, okay? I've been watching Keith do it for 7 years now, and And last year, actually at this ranch, I took my first deer with one. It was a doe, and then I shot a buck with one. And now this is my third animal with the air gun, specifically the dragon claw, and I'll tell you what, I'm loving it. So I actually intentionally shot her right before that feeder went off, because the way that feeder kind of pops, it sounds very similar to the dragon claw. It's not that loud, and those deer didn't know what the heck happened, and they came right back because of, you know, this isn't that loud, and it was just kind of strategic, and it worked out. That being said, is a shooter did not walk back in. I was waiting on hogs or something like that, but it didn't happen. But that's okay, because we've still got the morning. And let me tell you something, that Vortex crossbow scope works perfectly on this air gun. We get all of our Vortex gear from superioutfitters.com, and it is bad to the bone. Great setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this girl wrapped up, back to the skinning shed, and we'll be ready for the morning hunt.
All right, everybody. It is early morning, and the sun is just coming up, and I've got a buck on his way in. It's still pretty dark, so I can't tell what he is yet. I think it might have been one of the deer I saw last night, but I shot a doe last night out of the same spot, which was pretty cool. I shot it with a dragon claw. Now I'm going for a buck. Geese in a blind over there.
Got in here really early, sun came up, there's not a breath of wind, but right now we've got two really nice bucks in front of us. I mean, the thing about it is that years ago you would have never seen one buck like this, but now, thanks to management, we've got two really nice bucks in front of us. That's what we want to see. These guys were watching over there. He's coming in. There he is, right there. See the difference in that buck right there compared to the other guys. Look at that. Perfect posturing right there. Yeah, we need to try to take that deer right there. Come on, Eddie's, give me a shot. I got three bucks right there. Bam, bam, bam. First one closest to me is a really nice buck we would want to shoot. The one that's broadside is the one that we would not want to shoot. But the one at the feeder is definitely one we want to get. And you can tell why. Okay, here it goes. Hard shot, baby. Hard shot. I saw blood coming out of him. Beautiful. I showed you two nice mature bucks that came in early. Nice 10-pointers. Those are the kind of deer we want to see on this ranch. And that deer that I just shot has got bad genetics, and you can tell he's old. He's the same age as those other deer. But he only had 8 points, and that's not what we want to see. So
The sun has finally come up, but anyway, I already saw two bucks this morning, two nice bucks. They were the same age. One was a 9-point, one was a 10-point. They had nice frames. That 9-point, he wasn't like a deer that was just like definite need to go. So that's what I'm waiting on, is when he walks out, you look at him and be like, oh yeah, I gotta take him out. Now that is a mature buck. That is 100% a mature buck. Look how much bigger he is than those other deer. Bucks are fighting. That was pretty freaking cool. I had a little tall, narrow 8-point show up. And if he'll give me a shot, I'm gonna take it. He's probably 3 years old, and he's tall, and he's narrow, and he's not doing anything for anybody. So I just shot that buck, and I saw the slit in him. I couldn't tell how high or low it was. He was a little quartered, but anyway, that was a good deer to shoot.
All right, folks, well, he did not go far at all. All right, I was wondering what the shot was, but I looked back at it on the camera and it was a heart shot. He was right in the woods, and this is a nice deer to take. All right, this is actually the perfect buck to take out here. Very thin horned, he's narrow, he's short tined, he's just an 8-point. As you could see, there were plenty of bucks in front of me. Okay, this place actually has kind of like a buck problem, if you will. The cool thing is though, is that we've been hunting here for, I think 5 or 6 years now, and we've been taking deer like this out as much as we possibly can, and it is so cool to now see that a lot of the younger deer are now 10 points, all right, which is awesome. All right, that's just like a job well done, and watching all your hard work pay off to see those nice young bucks coming up. Now this guy, he's nothing that we genetically want running around here, and to be able to do it with the Dragon Claw again is awesome. Now you may be sitting at home and thinking to yourself, man, that is a smaller bodied deer, and you would be correct. Keith and I think that these are kind of like a subspecies of coastal whitetail down here in South Texas. You know, we can put video of that next to a Michigan buck from Legends Ranch, and I'm telling you what, the size difference is amazing. You really got to look at the characteristics and features that make an old buck an old buck. And when you got a deer like this that's 3 years old, you see this guy, you take him out, plain and simple. Wherever you may be watching, subscribe, follow. We're going to put all the channels on the screen. And if you're not watching online, be sure to tune in, because we're doing a bunch of bad to the bone videos just like this all the time. So I'm gonna get this guy wrapped up back to camp, and we got a lot of hunting left to do.